You ever wonder what real mental peace actually feels like? I'm not talking about just a few minutes of quiet, but a deep, unshakable stability that nothing can touch. Well, today, we're going to dive into one of the world's most ancient and profound texts, the Bhagavad Gita, to find a practical blueprint for exactly that.
So this whole thing kicks off with a question. It's asked by a warrior, Arjuna, literally in the middle of a battlefield, and it's just so human, so relatable. He's not asking for some complicated theory. He's asking, what does a truly wise person look like in real life? How do they act? And that one question, well, it sets the stage for everything that's about to unfold. In response, his guide, Krishna, he doesn't just hand him a list of rules or a bunch of do's and don'ts. No. Instead, he paints this incredibly detailed portrait of an inner state of being. It's a state of mind that leads to a completely different way of seeing and experiencing the world.
And the name for this person? It's Sthita Prajna. It literally means one of steady wisdom. This is the goal we're talking about. Now, this isn't about being some kind of robot with no emotions. It's about having an intelligence that's so stable, so locked in, that it just doesn't get tossed around by the chaos of life. So what's the first step to get there?
And Krishna's very first point? Whoa, it's pretty radical. He says that steady wisdom starts the moment we stop hunting for satisfaction out there in the world. It's about letting go of that endless stream of desires our mind cooks up, and instead finding this deep contentment that comes only from within, satisfied in the self by the self.
So let's break that down. What does that inner state actually look like? Well, a steady mind isn't shattered by sorrow, and it's not constantly chasing the next pleasure, the next high. It's free from the big emotional heavy hitters that control most of us: attachment, fear, and anger. I mean, this is basically ancient emotional regulation, right? It's describing someone who is the true master of their own inner world.
Okay, so that's the what. It sounds great, but how do you actually do it? This is where the Gita gets super practical, and it really boils down to one absolutely critical skill. You've got to master your senses.
And the way this is explained, man, it's the perfect analogy. The tortoise. Think about it. Just like a tortoise pulls its head and legs into its shell to protect itself, the wise person learns to consciously pull their senses back from all the distracting things in the world. Now, the point isn't to just shut yourself off from life forever. It's about having conscious, deliberate control over where your attention goes. But, and this is a big but, here comes the warning. The text makes it really clear that this is not easy. The senses are called turbulent for a reason. They're so powerful they can literally drag away the mind of even the most focused, dedicated person. So yeah, this isn't a one-time fix. It takes constant, moment-to-moment vigilance.
And to really hammer this point home, the Gita lays out the stakes. It shows this dramatic, psychological domino effect. It reveals how a total breakdown can start with just one single, seemingly harmless thought. Let's walk through it. Okay, look at this chain of events. It all kicks off with just thinking about something you want, dwelling on it. From there, attachment starts to grow. That attachment gives birth to this intense desire, a craving. And when that craving is blocked or frustrated, anger is what you get. Anger then completely clouds your judgment, makes you forget what's right and wrong, and ultimately your intelligence is just destroyed. It's a full-on psychological collapse, all from letting one little thought run wild.
And if that wasn't clear enough, here's another powerful image to really lock this idea in. Imagine your intelligence is a boat on the water. Letting your mind just wander and fixate on even one of your senses is like letting a powerful gust of wind catch your sail. Next thing you know, you are completely off course, blown way off to a place you never, ever meant to go. So the message is crystal clear. Discipline isn't some nice to have. It's your rudder. It's essential.
But it's not all doom and gloom. Not at all. Because right after showing us that path to ruin, the Gita gives us this beautiful, powerful alternative. The path that leads to this vast, profound state of inner peace.
This has got to be one of my favorite verses. So instead of being that tiny boat getting tossed around by every wave of desire, the mind of the wise person becomes the ocean itself. It's so vast, so full, that when desires come, like rivers flowing into the sea, they don't create any disturbance at all. They're just absorbed. So get this.
Peace isn't about getting rid of all your desires. It's about becoming so big, so expansive inside that they just don't have the power to push you around anymore.
And this shift in perspective, it's so complete it fundamentally changes what you see as real and important. This slide lays out what's really a profound paradox. What most of the world considers daytime, the hustle, the chase for money and things, the sage sees all that as night, as a kind of deep ignorance. And what the sage is awake to, that inner spiritual reality, most people see that as night, as just useless inactivity. It's a total 180-degree flip in what you value and what you pursue.
So where does this all lead? Well, the whole journey culminates in what the Gita calls the Brahmi Sthiti. This is the final destination, the ultimate state of being. It's described as a state of complete oneness with the ultimate truth. And the text says, once you get there, you are never confused or deluded again. Ever.
And the ultimate promise here, it's liberation. By being established in this state of steady wisdom, even at the very moment of death, you attain something called Brahma Nirvana, which is basically a final release from that whole cycle of struggle and suffering. It's the profound payoff for this incredible path of inner mastery. But right when you think it's all wrapped up, Arjuna asks the perfect question, the one we're probably all thinking. He says, okay, if this inner peace, this state of wisdom, is superior to action, then why in the world are you telling me to get up and fight in this horrible war? Why is action necessary at all? And that question, well, that's where our next explainer is going to have to begin.